But Provoca may not be where you're expecting it. Elflin may not be where you're expecting it. So it forces you to strategize a bit more.
Oh, fortunately, Canaria is where you expect it, and level 1 exit is Red Mage learnable, so that's one of the early spells that you really like to see. It makes traversing dungeons so much easier. You've also got Invis 2 is Red Mage and Knight learnable post-promotion, so if Evasion turns out to be pretty hard to come by, that might be a pretty useful boost for Caleb.
Yeah, it's not a bad plan right there. I like Invis 2. It's a great spell. Exit's really nice to see if you can take it, and for his characters you'd have. Lock 2 is lovely. Fire 3 is absolutely nice to have this early in the game, because at least you have a switch. And 2,500 pro rings. I will never complain about that.
Oh, wow. The chain armor train. It's always nice to find that early. That is probably the armor that gives you the most bang for your buck.
Yeah, for Caleb's 3 Red Mage party, I feel like those chain armors are going to be nice. It's the nice thing about Red Mages, the fact that they can use those along with any of the bracelets, so it provides just a little more versatility for them over the fact that most of your mages are limited to cloth or bracelets. Or the occasional shirt if you can find one. Looks like the king had the ship.
Yeah, and the princess had the loot, so...
not randomized enough.
Not randomized enough, but hey, I'll take it. I hate there's nothing much worse than a loose loot, right?
It's the Zelda equivalent, or the FFR equivalent of the ice rod from Zelda Randomizer. It can be pretty much anywhere, and all you need is for the last dungeon, so it's kind of annoying.
Yeah, I mean, at least the silvers aren't in 9, right?
So true. The number of times you see people rage bomb over that afterwards. So it's interesting to see, knowing what I know about the players and the way they normally play. Caleb usually takes a 3-man party. He's actually rocking a 4-man this time. Meanwhile, Dengwoo, who traditionally takes a 4-man party, is playing with a 3-man party. Like, they're working off of each other's strategies, because these two have been contending with each other for, I guess this makes 17 weeks now because of the Road to SG Live that they played in before this.
Yeah, I think if you're going to roll with a black belt, the experience can get really high in this flag set, but not high enough. But I think if that's your plan, rolling a 3-man or a 2-man is probably the way to go.
I would agree with that. I wouldn't surprise me if Spellzap, one of our runners off stream, is absolutely doing a 2-man party, fighter black mage or black belt black mage, just to get that experience dumped on his warrior and carry them through the game. We have the tail. That's not going to help anyone looking for a black belt comp.
Oh, that'll be nice for Thunder to find, though.
Yes. And it's not like it hurts a black belt comp, because at least you have that extra 5% from a key item. It's just like, of all the key items you were hoping to get, tail was the one you were hoping you could just skip because it was loose.
Yeah, I think if there was going to be any 2-man comp this seed, it would probably be Black Belt Red Mage, just because exit at level 1, that's just going to get you, that shortens a lot of the nastier dungeons. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, exit at level 1 is one of the great spells to find. Like, if they get warp at level 2, they're just going to be sitting pretty, because it's so nice to have those out of the way so you can strategize and plan the fastest route through every dungeon you're looking at.
Yeah, and I mean, like, how many times have we gotten ambushed by 9 bad men on the ordeals tile? Just cast exit instead.
Oh, yeah, that is one of those ones. Ooh, that was Fade at level 5. That was the only one of those I caught. Like, oh, and Ice 3. I hate seeing really good sweepers that deep into the spell list. Level 5's at the point where you're going to get some charges, but not as many as you want. But Fade is Fade. At least you know where it is now.
Yeah, I think if you can pick up one more good spell, like maybe Lit 3 instead, you should be you won't miss Ice 3 too much. But yeah, it hurts seeing that anything useful land at 5 and up.
Yeah, it's a little annoying. Not that I'm gonna necessarily complain. If I get my spell charges up that high, at least I have some extra sweepers. It's just Fade always hurts when it comes in like that high up.
Yeah, Thundercloud's going into Gaia now, just gonna check the item shop, and not a whole lot in there, but hey, heal potions are heal potions.
Mm-hmm. Good to have a place where you can get them. I haven't seen a lot of people checking. Oh, there we go. I was about to say I haven't seen a lot of people checking the armor shop, but well, that might be because there's nothing there.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, hey, Greg, take a look in there. I mean, silver armor's not too bad if you have to bring a red mage with you, but
oh, they can equip that? I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Nice. Learn something new.
Yeah, I mean, more often you're better off with the silver bracelet, but if in a pinch you can throw that on there.
Yeah, I tend to buy the silver armor for the fighter just in case I haven't found flame or ice armor for them at that point, just because at least it's something higher level.
Yeah, if you can get early armor, you can usually, or early iron armor, you can usually skip over it, or if there's cheap steel armor, but that doesn't happen too often. So.
Yeah. Steel tends to be one of those expensive buys. You want it, but you can't always get it.
All right, and we have Elfland in the Crescent Lake spot, so hey, there's Lit 3 and Fast.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, and I wonder if Thunder's just gonna take a couple of levels here, try to kill some giants just to get some cash. Nah, he's gonna head right out.
I mean, it's a good spot for it. The fact that the inn is right that close to the entrance to the town, there's some decent things to fight in and around that area. If they had the canoe, I would think it'd be even better, because I love taking out the Caribs. They come in big packs and are worth a decent amount of experience at this flag set.
Yeah, the river encounters are pretty good, but you're only rolling Fire 3 and Brack, so it's still not a bad experience group, but just not as fast as you usually can get it.
Yeah, I mean, with what the levels they're at right now, they won't really be able to use that Lit 3 yet, but once they can, the Caribs will fall real easy to.
Yeah, and Thundercloud's making a run for Onrak, and if this turns out to be Provoca, this will be a really big benefit for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he needs Provoca. He needs the key item from it. They need the spells, because there's just they're not quite high enough level to use what they're fighting at level 3.
Yeah, I mean the other things that are on the table right now is a loose item either in Earth or in Marsh, and nobody wants to do that.
But Provoca, there we go. They rolled the dice and got what they wanted.
Yeah, it was a pretty good chance given what you saw, and also we haven't seen. Have we seen Crescent Lake? Yes, that's the tail there. Yeah, if you haven't seen Crescent Lake yet, then definitely that's the move to make. But still good out.
We have seen Crescent Lake. Our tracker says that Crescent was sitting at Provoca. But still, there were good odds of them getting it. And I mean, the pirates are going to die to pretty much anything you throw at them.
Yeah, and a bottle and Gaia's in play, so there you go. Something to do.
They can fly right back, or sail right back over there and see what that key item is. And the cube for cheap, $6,000 for a cube is not bad.
Yeah, also of note, Dengwoo is making the play on Marsh, so gambling that there's something good here, but it doesn't get much better than level 2 nuke.
Nope, don't care about that fade anymore. You got level 2 nuke.
Deng finds an X-Cal, so that is one thing that Thunder's probably not going to find.
Cure 3 and Harm 4 were about the best that they had over at the White Magic Shop. Neither of those are really a must-buy if you have a red mage with nuke. Cure 3 is nice, going to get you some healing. They don't seem to have a lot of healing in the spell department. Other than that, though, I think the White Magic at level 2 is pretty much a wash. And with that, I would expect him to sail back upwards and to deposit that bottle back at, what was it? Elfland Gaia? No, Melmond Gaia.
Yeah, Melmond Gaia. So, yeah, the I guess the super fun site known as Melmond is upgraded quite a bit. And we've got Temper at level 4, Black Magic. Invis at white. So, good stuff.
Yeah, you got Invis 2, Temper, Fast, Nuke. That's pretty much your Topher Dream Pack right there.
Yeah, so this is going to pay off real big for Caleb running the three red mages. He's just got to make his way down to Provoca first.
Yeah, if he just finds a good grind tile, decides to spend a little time getting that black belt up after he's done some key items, he could very well have all the buffing spells on those red mages that he needs to make his black belt worthy in just about any setting. The only thing I don't think we've really seen are life spells, and unfortunately, I think those are going to be level 6 or higher, because I'm not sure that anyone checked Crescent Lake for what was actually in their magic shops.
Oh boy, we found the adamant.
Life level 3. Oh yeah, we got the adamant from the bottle. And pretty close for a turn in there.
Yeah, Deng's back down on the bottom floor. Did he wipe or something?
I missed it trying to keep up with all the notes from our fabulous tracker, Danny. As she and Groggy are taking care of everything you see on screen for us. Thank you to both of them.
Oh, wow. So Dengwoo taking the gamble and only 4 chests to go. This may not pay off.
Danny, our fabulous tracker, was letting us know that life was at level 3. I missed that, but at least they have a life spell. It's not life 2, but it's something. So I think they're good to go for Topher spell-wise.
Oh,
and that's the canoe.
Yeah, that is. So at the end of that long fetch quest is exactly what you need. So great move for Thunder to route it that way.
And honestly, he just lost a red mage there to a glare from an ogre. If it was me, I might just leave him on the ground for a little while and just let the other 3 absorb some of that experience for a bit.
I think he's at low enough level now where, as much as he would like to, he kind of needs those nuke charges from the red mage. I would not be surprised if Thunder tries to do ordeals early.
Fair. That's fair. And there he goes right to the life shop, it looks like. So, gonna get that red mage back up and continue using those nukes for a little while. Oh, Crabcake's in chat letting us know that he wiped to cremate worms and wyverns. That must have been on a swapped spike tile down in Marsh.
Oh no, Life 2 is learnable post-promotion. That feels bad.
Ouch.
You got Life and Cure 4. That's basically Life 2.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta spend a couple extra charges, but you got what you need. Whatever. Cure 4, Amute, Life 2. That is, yeah, as Chad is confirming, that's a bit of a mess right there for that level of magic.
Yeah, Heal 2 at 4 is not trivial either, and if Caleb was able to get that on everybody, that'll make healing off AoEs a lot nicer. May not matter too much in the early game, but when you take an Inferno on everyone for 200, that's a lot of potions and menuing you have to do.
It is, and if you have the ribbons and the armors there to lower down how bad some of those AoE spells are, the chip damage from them can be balanced out by the chip healing from the heal 2. It's not insubstantial.
All right, so this is not Ordeals. This is Ice Cave instead, so...
Might have just been that it was closer for him to get to, or he figured he could do this, and then if Volcano's along the way, he could take care of it afterwards and keep his progress going.
Yeah, I have no doubt that's what he's got in mind, but this is, at his levels, this is a little ambitious.
Well, with the number of loose items that we have, there's three weapon armors in the pool, along with the ruby and I would say the tail, but the tail's already out. That still leaves 4 items that you could potentially be okay with leaving on the ground from the 2 loose. He may just be gambling that the less he has to check, the better. Maybe if he gets the key items he needs here, gets another quest chain, he might not have to check as much in Volcano. This might be a play to try and minimize the number of chests he has to do.
Oh, the FFR special. Kill everyone but one.
It's amazing how often that happens in this game.
Oh,
And it's not the randomizer that does it.
Yeah, the Ghost Party Pack has stun touch, so it's got to be a little careful here.
That's ugly. I was about to wonder if he was going to heal his black belt. Apparently not. Okay. Meanwhile, we got Dengwoo. I think Dengwoo's about to go turn in his... Well, no, he doesn't have the bottle yet. Dengwoo... Dengwoo was off in March Cave and didn't seem to get a whole lot for it, so he's playing a little bit of catch-up here on the key items. We got GregglyPuff over in Provoca killing off the pirates to get his start of that quest chain going. And it looks like Caleb's about to sail around to Onrak, discover its Provoca, and do the same thing.
Oh, yeah, Were Sword.
Does it actually have a... do any of the monsters have a weakness to it, like the werewolves? Is anything actually susceptible to the Were Sword?
Oh my god, the worms have death touch.
Oh!
Okay, you can't get the item out then. I don't know what you're planning on here. This is why Ice Cave's a little risky this early on.
Yeah, and he's going back in. I guess he's hoping he gets luckier the second time around. It's a bold move, Cotton.
I think, once you've made the choice to go to a dungeon, you're kind of committed at that point. It's just, this is a bad dungeon to commit to.
Well, and here's also something about playing the players right here. Thunder came in 10th last week out of 12. He may be feeling like he has to do this risky play and get through it just to have a chance of playing catch-up against everyone else. So we got Dang over at Earth Cave, gonna do the checks over here. I think he's also, after that Marsh Cave debacle, I think he's hoping that this works out to be a lucky play no one else is gonna make. Got an ice sword for it so far, and some money.
Right, and now time for less bulls and less scorpions. There's the old group run failure though.
That black mage once again failing to do what he needs to do.
I don't know. I would be terrified to check these chests. I know you don't want to leave loose chests behind, but
I don't think after seeing those worms. Yeah. The likelihood is you're not getting out with whatever you find, so. Yep, another group fail right there. There we go. Seeing from chat, someone found a temper helm. That's a nice find.
I got one of those helmets with memory foam in it. It's nice and comfy.
I love it. That's great. It's a sleep number helmet.
You can set the defense value to your preferred level. Okay, so there's Gur Medusas, but they're not Crystal Medusas, so Thunder should be okay with this.
As long as he uses magic, because that's Fog 2 right there, so his weak characters aren't going to be doing a whole hell of a lot of damage physically.
Yeah, he had to put that Were Sword down upstairs. So.
Thankfully, we didn't have to see what came after Fog 2, as chat was commenting, so that's a nice find right there. Get your Gur Medusas, get out, get a little bit of experience. He's actually looking at some pretty good numbers right now. I just don't know if his magic defense...
Oh no, Dengwoo's doing Earth, and he finds ice armor stuffed in the trap tile room on the second floor. That you hate to see that.
So we got a lot of sailing, a lot of people following the processes that Thunder did. Dengwoo is about the only one showing us something really new outside of where Thunder is at. Although Greggly is sailing north, he may be After he's got to drop off his bottle, and then we'll see where he decides to go.
Yeah, Dengwoo is all in on the gambles here. If he finds something in Earth or Marsh, nobody else is going to find it for a long time. But if he comes up empty, that's pretty much bottom half guaranteed.
Well, and the worst part for him is that all the fighter gear he's finding at the dungeons no one else wants to clear is stuff that he can't use. Feels bad, man.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you can take some solace in the fact that nobody else is going to find it either.
There's a Vorpal in the Ice Sword.
Blech. Oh, there's metal slimes.
He's trying for it. Got one down. That's nice.
Yeah,
and then a nuke
should
follow?
take the rest.
Yeah.
So, yeah, off the Gurmadeuces and the slimes, not a lot of progress lost in leveling. And enjoy your Ruby.
Oh, he has exit. He doesn't have to walk back out at least. There you go.
Yeah, so let's hope this is something significant and not the slab.
Or nothing, for that matter. I'm trying to remember if the Titan's Tunnel was even an incentivized location.
It's not, but nobody can get the Sarda yet, so...
That is fair. That is absolutely fair. And I mean, if you're going to have to drop the Ruby to go to Sarda anyway, you may as well decide to just go check what the 4 treasures are in Titan. If there's a ribbon sitting there loose, you don't want to pass it up.
Yeah, I'm really surprised nobody's taken a shot at Ordeals yet. 2 more chests left for Dengwoo.
Ordeals is the obvious play. With where Dengwoo got himself trapped, he needed to do something different. And as I said, Thunder really needed to make a big play that no one else was going to do, so Ice seemed perfectly reasonable for him. Would not surprise me if the people off camera have already decided to go do Ordeals while they were in the area. Because you're there, if you have the canoe, why not?
Trying to steal the life savings of the vampire, but it's only 7 gold.
Well, that's the problem when it's not incentivized. Plus, that vampire wears a very fabulous cloak. Obviously, he's been spending all of his money on tailoring.
Yeah, there's going to be no life savings if you're undead. It's just not how it works.
Retirement? What retirement? Come on.
All right, so if Ruby comes up empty, another play to Ice Cave first. So I think a lot of people are embracing the old riverboat gambler strategy here.
Oh, I also noticed Ruse at level 4. That's not going to be a huge deal for most of the characters, or most of the parties, I think. But depending upon Caleb's play and where he's looking at, his triple red mage, if Ruse is in a slot that they can be learned, second slot. I can't remember if they can learn that at level for class changed or not. That might be something he actually concerns himself with his 3 red mages. I will admit I'm very bad at remembering what the red mages can use past level 3.
Yeah, I still think the if you're gonna stack evasion, the triple invis 2 would probably be the way to go. But if he runs out of charges, that's always an option.
Well, it's always nice to have it just in case you're in a forced war mech or a Fiend 2 encounter and your black belt gets like death touched or something. If you have to try and survive through with red mages, anything you can cast on them to quickly buff them is sometimes appreciated. Even 1 red mage with a Ruse to spare can sometimes be a lifesaver.
All right, and here's Dengwoo, who is probably chewing on his hat right now.
Up that pause of, what am I doing?
Level 2 nuke feels even worse. And we got 2 other people chasing Thunder into Ice Cave now, so... See if
it's an interesting play.
If Ruby required would be pretty serious here.
It would. It's an interesting play. I can appreciate why everyone is doing it. I can understand why everyone is doing it, certainly. It's how do you catch up to the people that got in the top 4? What do you do to try and get a good score at this point? What's the big play you can make? We got questions in chat about what the Red Mage can learn in level 3 magic. I know the Red Mage can always learn level 1 and level 3. It's the class change and what they can get. Crabcakes is saying 4th slot is outside what the Red Mage can learn at level 3. I'm going to trust Crabcakes on this, although Edge, I'm sure you know. But yeah, for their unclass change, they're only looking at level 1 and level 3 right now.
Yeah, I think I misspoke saying that post promotion they could learn life too. That's out the window. It's the 4th slot at level 4 is what they get post promotion.
I mean, personally, if I have to promote to get a spell, more often than not, I just ignore it because I don't have the time to waste.
Yeah, I think there's some where it would definitely pay off to do that. Like Fast, I think, is the big example, but everything else, I'm with you on that.
Mm-hmm. Gotta go fast.
I mean,
so Dang has the temper helmet.
I was gonna say double hits is double speed boss fights. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dang has that temper helmet. I guess that must have been an Earth Cave. So I would be willing to think that that's one of the few things that actually made that Earth Cave worth it.
Oh boy, there's a key that feels bad.
Oof. I mean, it gives him more things to check. I'm not sure he wanted it, but
yeah. I mean, once again, how far do you chase this lead off before you just give up and check Waterfall and Ordeals?
Well, with Exit, I kind of feel like at least the Dwarf Treasury might be in play. It's simply one of those ones where the chest density on it is decent, and if you don't have to do the minute walk to get back out of there afterwards, that's great. But it's also the thing of, you'd rather do it if you have TNT at this point, especially since you already did the Adamant check. The less time you have to spend walking back and forth through dwarves, the better. See, Caleb is actually surviving the death touches from the worms. That's fantastic to see. I mean, he's going to be surprised when he finds out they have it. And there it is.
There you go. But yeah, that's that is a lot of experience on 2 characters, though. Enjoy your level 20.
Yeah. Oh, 21. And he's like, do I exit now? Do I cure? What do I do?
He's cashing out.
Can't say I really blame him for that. That was a goldmine of experience.
Yeah, but now you got to get through it with only 2 characters. Yeah, meanwhile, Greg is just going to take a bunch of levels off these Gurmeduses, which ordinarily I would like, but Fog 2 in a group of 7 is just... bleh.
I guess about the only nice thing for them so far is we haven't seen anything past Fog 2 to make them scary, and they aren't hitting for much yet. Like, the most they did was, like, 15 or so against that Black Mage, and obviously it's a Black Mage, you expect them to take damage. Level 19, and he looks like he's done.
Yeah, and, well, there is ProcGen Waterfall, and no!
It must hurt you to see your character, Edge, go and decide to nuke that steak.
That's not how you cook steak!
Actually, I think it might have been unrunnable. I don't think he had a choice.
I know, that's what made me even more upset. Okay, let's put a ribbon in Waterfall too, and then how about a king hat?
I mean, if you're gonna find a ribbon along your path, that's pretty much the best place to do it, because those are all greed chests right
there. Alright, so Lifecaster with a ribbon. Feel pretty good about cruising through the rest of the game, probably.
Mm-hmm. I don't think you have too much to worry about. As soon as you get the last of the loose items there, you're done. You just move on.
Yeah, the fact that you dug the ruby out means you got to find the loose items, both of them. So you're just gonna go pick up that cube and invest in some real estate first.
I think if it was me, I would have much rather had the chime there instead, so you can at least go and explore the base of Mirage Tower and use the chest density and levels, the experience you're going to get to your advantage. Cube it's nice to get it out of the way, but it doesn't help you yet progression.
Yeah. On the flip side, though, the having the cube that doesn't open anything, so you don't have as many options yet to look for. Nothing feels worse than like your first two items after you get shipped being cube and chime. It's like, oh, good. Do we have another sky canoe?
Unfortunately, it looks as though Caleb is bailing on the ice play. And knowing that the key is there, Ruby required right now because they don't have any other way to get to the floater that we've seen, wherever the floater may be. It's one of those things where you kind of feel bad for Caleb because you don't know yet if he's going to have another path to get to that key.
Oh my god, can you imagine if it was locked in Marsh Cave, like the floater? I would feel so bad for Dengwoo.
Oh. That's like worst case scenario right there for him. Like his absolute nightmare.
I guess Dengwoo likes well done steak. The absolute madman.
Well, he is toasting it a little. Oh, nope, there's that nuke. He decided that the microwave was the option.
That's what happens when you send it back. Never send it back.
Got a refire on table 3. I mean, as Chad is pointing out, it's not a terrible spot to farm if you're looking for a farm tile. I never like farming on the Tyros because it always feels like they have just a little too much energy to make like farming on them worth it.
Yeah, they do have they have chaos levels at MDef, so unless you've got somebody like a black belt or a fighter with a Mazmune, it just doesn't feel efficient.
So Dang is following suit to Thunder and sailing over to Onrack. Meanwhile, GregglyPuff has been doing a restock run over at Canary, and we're going to see where he decides to head to next. So far of all our runners, Thunder is the only one with the key. So if anything important is in one of the key-locked areas, Thunder right now is the only one of our featured runners that can get it. To be fair, the odds of something being important in a key-locked area is pretty slim right now since I don't think any of the key-locked areas are incentivized. But
it depends on what we find here. If this isn't floater, it becomes very high.
TNT, that could lead to floater. Could lead to just about anything. Could lead to chime for all we know.
Yeah, and just like you said, you wanna visit Dwarf Cave, after you've gotten the TNT. So
this incentivizes really that. This is the perfect time to check both. So yeah, Ice and Ordeals are our only two special incentivized locations here. So if there's anything locked in any of the locked areas, it's all a loose item.
Caleb resin the whole party, taking another shot at Ice.
Oh, he sailed back to that. That's a bold move. Can't say I blame him, but that's a bold move right there. So Thunder, while he's here, is checking the key-locked area over at Astos. Although he has the crown, I'm not sure he's actually fought Astos yet.
I don't think so.
There, he's going back now.
And the slab. There you go.
Enjoy. Can't really do anything with it yet because we're all pretty sure Lufane is floater locked at this point. But you can have it.
Oh boy, Chime would be pretty bad too.
Chime would lead to a big dig out of the entire Sky Palace at this point. And yeah, I mean, if they go to Sky right now, they might have the levels for it, but it's a might, because Warmech is required. That's a fight they may not want to take.
All right, nearly 36 minutes in, and first sighting of the credits. So we did it.
Credit boss, Achiaxio.
Oh, okay. Loose floater, but where?
That's an Oxale off of a... Oh, there's Herb. That's a
There's
loose
an
item
herb.
right there.
There you go.
Floater could be off of Herb, or Floater could be loose. That's one of our first two loose items right there. Bear in mind that Onrak is off the table because Onrak is one of our key lock or floater lock locations, and Lufane is off the table because it's going to be vanilla or French vanilla and floater locked as well.
Yeah, so Ruby required for the key.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
More than likely, Ruby required for that floater.
Yeah, that's true. You get the chime here, and that means all of Volcano is still open.
This is quite the fun scene. Let me remind everyone that Czar, our famous ZarNG Pro, is the one that rolled this. So this mess is all him.
Right, lots of folks finding the temper helmet, but there are two kicking around, so should be pretty plentiful.
Wow, two of those. I mean, you don't really need more than one at that point, but if you had two, you're not going to complain. So far, just a bunch of couch cash over at Canaria, a house, more money, and an iron armor. I'd reset out of that if it was me. Not really anything worthwhile there. So now it's time to see what the herb leads to, and we have a lot of people praying for it's an herb to chime, so that people have to go dive Sky Palace as the last place to go. Since we know that Earth Cave and Earth and Marsh don't lead to anything unless it's Keylock Marsh. Sunsword's not bad. Otherwise, just couch cash there too.
Yeah, I mean, with all the red mages kicking around, nice to have a Sunsword.
Talk to the nurse. Talk to the prince. What do we have? The chime! Well, go translate that slab because you're here. That makes sense. And then, personally, if I'm Thunder and I have that key, I have to feel like it's loose on the table. The big play might be just to go see what's at Marsh Locked.
You know, I was grumpy about Wout volunteering me for comms, but you know, now I'm okay with it because I probably would have played in the other room.
And now you don't have to suffer.
Nope.
Oh, wow.
All right, the Thunder is looks like Volcano is the next bet. You got to go there anyway, so I understand. And going through Volcano is also going to help you get your levels up to get through Sky if it does end up being there.
Yeah, I feel like this is a safe play to make. You have to be here to clear carry anyway. Chest density is good. There's no reason not to do this one, because if there's going to be a second loose that will lead you to that floater, this is the play to do to probably get it. I would have just liked to seen the gamble on Marsh Lock personally.
Yeah, I think bouncing around on the inner sea, maybe a check of a check of the Temple of Fiends key lock would have been better, but I mean, the numbers are better for Volcano, but you're gonna be kicking yourself if it's hanging out up there.
Yeah. Ooh, Blizzard Iguanas. That's lovely. That's a fight that would give me pause about staying here in Volcano. Admittedly, though, the iguanas don't really show up much past this first floor, so if he can do his clearing and then reset out and get them out of the way, that might not be such a big deal.
Yeah, and I think if there's nothing at the end of this hairpin, there Thunder might reset out.
Mm-hmm. Maybe check the 2 elemental chests on the next hairpin and then reset before going to the treasury.
Although Thunder does have a lot of houses, so not too bad.
I don't feel like he's gotten enough experience and items, though, to really make taking what he has worth it. But, yeah. That sleep staff. Ooh, that sleep staff. Be so much better if sleep lasted more than a single round.
Well, I mean, it gives your thief something to do, right?
Here, sing them a lullaby. It's fine, thief. So we're checking the chest dense area next. So far, a helm and couch cache. Ooh, the wyvern's tile. That's not bad for a little bit of experience. There's better grinds we found so far, but these are at least not doing much of anything yet. Get you some spicy wings. Yeah, but $3,000 off of how much that he already has. Ooh, there you go.
Oh, reusable invis too. That is that's pretty solid. So
got him a white gauntlet and an ice sword. That's not bad at all.
Oh, iguanas also have Quadex, so that's rude.
Extremely rude. So we also see that Dengwoo is right behind Thunder once again. It looks like they're on pretty much the same path. Dengwoo honestly just has a little more cleared, but he doesn't have the key yet. So we know that if he's gonna have to go do Ice Cave to get that chime, and that's gonna put him a little behind Thunder. But right now they're at least keeping pace. Greggly, meanwhile, going to play catch up and go do ordeals.
Oh, there's the dragon armor. So kick that spare iron armor out of the inventory.
The unfortunate thing for Greggly is that because the TNT is here, if he decides to go do that turn-in praying for the floater, he's not going to be able to get that herb in the process, because... Oh, no, wait, he does have the key. That's my fault. Never mind. Misread who I was looking at there for a second. So that's actually going to be beneficial for Greggly as well. This allows him to do that double turn-in, get the herb, and he's that much closer to wherever it is that he has to go next. Caleb doing his Ruby turn-in, gonna get his key. That's gonna be nice for him.
He's just gotta raid the ogre pantry first.
Get some crackers, a little bit of tinned meat, a cat.
If the Titan was so hungry, why didn't he just eat the opal gauntlet?
That has to be tasty, right?
I mean, it's at least filling. Loose floater and volcano. Holy cow!
And he's done. He got his 2 loose. He doesn't have to do anything else. He's got the dragon armor, got a invis gauntlet, might have that temper helm. I think gear-wise, Thunder is good to go.
Yeah, he's got the sun sword and a promotion queued up at the very least, but I'm surprised he hasn't checked a little bit more of the greed chests. Like the chest Deng is checking right now, they don't take very long.
No, Thunder made basically all the right plays, and now he gets to zoom through the rest of this dungeon and go kill Carrie.
Oh, that is fair. The Vorpal is in the inventory as well. I forgot about that. That is doable.
Yeah, he's got what he needs. He's fine. And honestly, I feel like at this point, with how little he's done with that black belt's just going to stay on the ground. Thunder can just go at this point.
Yeah, probably going to be propped up later to throw the Invis 2 gauntlet around, but for now.
Throw it around and be turned into sashimi when Kraken 2 rolls into town. Oh, right. Thunder. Coming up against Thunder. That seems appropriate.
So Dengwoo also doing the full clear and has the floater in tow, so we'll see if this is actually shaking out to be kind of interesting with the loose floater. You could have had that pretty early.
Could have. That was Volcano is one of those ones that the second you get the canoe, it's automatically on the table. It's any one of the ones that were over at Ice Cave could have just taken care of that while they were there. The fact that they all basically waited another 15 minutes must feel a little bad. You have to wonder if any of them are sitting there going, crap, I could have had this earlier. Someone's got to be ahead of me at this point. Let's also point out that houses are ridiculously cheap here at only 946 gold. That is a great price.
Yeah, I think if you took an approach of clearing the armory, using all your nukes, exiting out, and then dropping a house, you would definitely have enough in the way of resources to kill carry. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that somebody went and got the floater very early.
Yeah, and that's what they have to worry about right now. Although I don't know how much it would have made like a huge difference. Like, in the case of Thunder, he didn't check a lot of chests outside of where he needed to go anyway, and the ones that he checked actually provided him with some decent gear. So, how big a deal long run is it going to be for him? There's that crystal. Don't know if that really matters at this point. Well, they still do need the rod. That's true. Where are you off to, Thunder? Ah, class changing. That's fair.
Was that a Mazmune hiding in the red D chest?
It looked as though it was.
That's a nice bump for Dengwoo, but is it going to be enough to... Yeah, I don't know if this is going to be enough.
Yeah, Masamune is not incentivized on this seed, so it's one of those ones where, yeah, like that's not a chest that anyone's necessarily going to find naturally, especially if they've already found their 2 loose, which everyone should by that point. I mean, I know in that position, I would just skip past it because I already have my 2. Crystal, of course, leads to Rod. That gives Thunder the full set, and he is set to roll for wherever he wants to go
now. It's kind of funny looking at everyone's spell list. The first 4 levels are absolutely loaded, and there's nothing after that.
No.
So this was pretty much the ideal red mage seed.
It really was. Caleb has got to be pleased with that. I think at this point, Thunder is just working on picking up the last of the gear and spells he needs. And then it wouldn't surprise me to see him just go through all the dungeons. Oh yeah, picking up Cure 4 on his fighter and life. That is glorious for that knight right there. Basically, the best you can hope for a knight is to get both those spells out of the way. Sadly, both on the same level, but still, you're not going to complain too much about at least having them.
Yeah, so Thunder just needs to deal with that slab, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's got all the key item slots filled in. I don't know that it's going to get him... What's even on the table at this point?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I don't even know what this is actually going to lead to. I can't remember what else is there. Okay, then. I mean...
Sea-Shred.
Yeah, he at least knows. Yeah, no, that's it. He has already taken care of the slab, because slab led to crystal. So it's just Sea-Shred at this point, picking up warp for the hell of it, because I can't necessarily blame him.
Oh, at level 7.
Yeah, it hurts, but at least you have it. And he's off and running. So we had a question in chat about whether the Miles Moon is going to play a huge deal here for Dengwoo since he has it. Personally, I don't think it's going to be that big a deal for those runners that have Vorpal, because put enough charges on either of the swords and they're both going to play just fine. And if the bosses have a high enough evade, the Vorpal's actually going to be more useful than Miles Moon. Much as it pains me to say it, because I'm not Team Vorpal, but it does have its moments where it's actually much more useful. But it looks like, really, honestly, Thunder took all the right plays, did everything just about as well as he could. Picking up the greed chest he's going to do now, and now that he's got everything out of the way, he can just get as much experience as possible as he goes.
Yeah, I mean,
Thunder
got baited by the Ruby, but he went through all of the checks about as fast as you could expect. So the only thing he's really worried about is if anybody else did Volcano early. But that's really it.
Well, and I even feel like it was a quote-unquote baited, because, yeah, he could have done Volcano first, but it at least got that out of the way, and he had the key. It may have slowed him down by a couple minutes, but it assured him of the things that he needed and allowed him to see Herb earlier. There were worse outcomes. Getting the credits boss at 52 minutes for Caleb. And meanwhile, while Thunder is over at Sea Shrine, it looks like Greggly is taking the dive to Chime.
Oh, Greg, no.
Not doing Volcano when he needed to, yeah. He's going to get good experience for this. But he's going to spend a lot of time clearing this dungeon when he doesn't need to.
Yeah.
This is getting baited.
Yeah, empty sky is no good. But again, you know, we've got an array of riverboat gamblers here, so not a surprise.
I mean, if you didn't score in the top 4 last week, you must feel like you gotta. And for those curious, our top 4 were Spell Zap at number 1, Cyranus at number 2. Dengwoo actually had 3rd place, so his gambles are a little more surprising, honestly. And then 4th place was taken up by Zenobian. So yeah, I'm actually surprised at how Dengwoo was routing this, because it doesn't feel like he necessarily needed to do the gambles he was doing. And by that, I mean, we are using what we like to call quote-unquote Mario Kart scoring. 1st place gets 15 points. 2nd place gets 12. 3rd place gets 10. And 4th place gets 9 all the way down until last place gets 1 point. Like, he was only 5 points behind the leader after last week, and that's barely a lead at all when you've got 3 more races at the same point scoring to do. His gambles are a little unusual.
Yeah, I mean, he's expecting to find a blue shell, but there really isn't any this time around.
Yeah, the Spell Zap killer just didn't seem to materialize. And I guess he has to pray at this point that Spell Zap decided to follow the same weird pathing he did. I mean, honestly, as a newer player, not quite Platypus level, but I'm getting there. It's one of those instances where, people tell you don't play the Volcano play if you don't have to, because the likelihood of something being good in Volcano is low. But I like Volcano, and this is one of those seeds where Volcano play with the Dragon Armor and the Floater kind of made it worth it.
Well, I mean, one of the things you have to consider is what dungeons can you actually finish in a reasonable amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And you may have, sure, like Chime Cube in Canoe may fall into your lap early, but you're not going to get anywhere, even if you have level 1 nuke with like 2 charges of it in Sky and Mirage. So you might as well do a dungeon that you can do and then go do something else.
Yeah, I think I probably would have done what they did with the Ice Cave play. I probably would have beat myself against it 3 times, and if I was lucky enough to get through, I would have cheered. But Volcano is one of those ones that's easy on the list, and no one wants to do Marsh, so...
No, we got Caleb digging out Excal
now. There's that Marsh play. Caleb does like the Marsh play. This actually doesn't surprise me. Since he has the key and he's here and he's looking for the floater, this is a play Caleb would make. But we can see Greggly has happened to dig everything out here. Meanwhile, Thunder is just clearing through this as fast as he can. Grab an experience while he's here, because why not?
It seems like the plan is to go full Brack on Tiamat.
Can't say I blame that plan. It's a decent plan. And in the meanwhile, get as many levels as you can for the 3 warriors that actually matter. Yeah, you hate seeing an unrunnable on this bridge, but at least the Golem Sorcerer pack is worth a decent amount of experience. It's not anything you'd scoff at too much. Greg does find an eye. Eye is like delicious experience right there.
Caleb finds 1 to 2 Sarias on the wizard tile, but that is not progression.
Not at all.
Oh, there's a nice 3 staff in Sky.
Ooh. That's a nice find. I don't think Greggly's going to complain about that.
Oh, Deng is now Deng's checking the Dragon Horde. Another Temper Helmet and the Ruse Gauntlet.
We also have Defense Gauntlet. And was it the Ice Gauntlet? No, White Gauntlet and the Defense Gauntlet. The defending spells are huge this time around.
Yeah, this is the seeds turned out to be a bit dodgy, I would have to say.
Nothing I would say that is game-breaking as far as what's available, and it looks like Caleb resets out of that Ruse Gauntlet, if that was the one that found it.
Yep. It's just going to leave that Excal behind, too.
Yeah, he doesn't need it.
Just got to turn it into sword chucks.
Oh, if only the Black Belt could use those.
Oh, and here's the man of the hour. It's Wormek.
The robot chicken. Thunder wisely putting his knight in the last row. Getting those Invis 2s out.
Oh, but that doesn't matter.
Nuke.
He's got Nuke. Oh, 1 HP. The little black mage that could. All right, now Cure 4. Nope, you don't have it.
Nope, apparently not. Doesn't matter. Oh, is he? No, he decides to cure himself, his fighter instead, which I really can't blame, honestly. Temper out, more Invises. Looks like Wormek's already starting to miss, so that's enough buffs right there.
Here's Lip 2. Now goes the black mage.
It's just a hat on the ground at this point.
Oh, the classic Vorpal damage. 4 hits, 217. When they all crit, though, this is going to be nuts.
Oh yeah. Down to just the fighter. The fighter's all you need. 4 hits for 270.
Cure
228.
4,
Oh!
never mind.
No!
Wait, that was okay. So that was 7 for 5 hundo, and that was 6 for 5
There.
hundo. Wow.
Woo!
Okay,
that's
so
about-
that fighter is now level 29.
Yeah, like level 1200 war mech. That's low end, but still not fun.
Yeah. So all the stacks of invis needed pretty much everything in the way of spells to get through that fight.
Yeah, a party less equipped than Thunder's was not making it through that particular battle.
All right, so that's 1 nuke and 1 cure 4 down. On the downside, that is also a bunch of lit 2s down.
We got our 1 HP black belt taking the lead as we're leading into Tiamat 1. Round of buffing.
Yeah, the flag bearer doing good work.
He did his job. The only thing he had to do.
No,
Stun
paralysis touch.
How many people is that? Is that 3 with the stun touch? Or is that on the Medusa script?
I think the Medusa script is only for skills, but
Okay.
I don't know that for sure.
Well, no, because don't the Medusas have stone touch? Or am I mistaking that with just the glance or glare or whatever they have?
Shoot, who has stone touch? It's the gosh, I don't remember. Might be the basilisks.
Oh, yeah, I always forget they exist because we see them so rarely. Cockatrices, you mean, or Paralisks?
Oh yeah, and the Saurias have glance as well. Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, we got an opal bracelet sighting. At least that's good. And a zap shirt.
I mean, actually, Zap's not a bad spell, all things considered, to get unlimited charges up. I've used it against the end fiends before, and it has a decent chance of taking out Lich and Carry too. It's not a great chance, but it has a chance. There are honestly worse spells to just have your thief or whoever throw out when they're just bored.
Oh, poor Dengwoo.
Oh no, dang, no. Septimus in chat commenting that the bosses aren't in the same pool as the common enemies. I know that's true for the second fiends. Is that actually true for the first fiends? Because I thought the first fiends shared their pool. But, I mean, I'm still learning this game, so. So we are up over the hour mark, and we still have no finishers yet for this seed. Zara rolled us a really pretty one. Cool, Septimus clearing that up for us. One of the developers in chat hanging out. It's common enemies, first fiends, and second fiends, each in their own pool. Thank you very much, sir.
All right, GregglyPuff down a party member, and is it's going to be an interesting Warmech fight.
Especially since I don't think he has nearly the buffing spells that Thunder did, and it kind of felt like Thunder had to scrape through on that. His black mages, for example, are not surviving that nuke when it comes out. Apparently, I've caused dissension in the ranks in the chat because they're trying to debate now whether or not the first fiends are in. I'm going to rely on Septimus and Crabcakes from chat, as they both state that the first fiends are not in the enemy pool. They know this game better than I do.
I think about the nastiest thing I've seen out of the first round fiends are the breath attacks from Tiamat in the skill list.
Mm,
Because nobody likes thunder.
no one likes thunder. Well, I mean, I like the racer, but I don't like the spell.
Yeah, 5 million holds that Carrie casts as well.
Carrie's kind of a jerk, all things considered. I remember fighting her in the vanilla game, and she was just awful. 100%
Okay, so yeah, poison in the hanging out in the reserve as well, and Greg just gets murdered by Warmack.
He at least knows there's nothing sitting there for him at Sky Palace, but that still has to hurt.
Yeah, time to go train.
Yep, he's got to go find that boxing gym that he can go do and get his black belt up, since he's pretty much committed to that.
Yeah, that's absolutely crushing, though. Misses out on going to Volcano early, and yeah, that was just full clearing that dungeon. Got a lot of good equipment, none of which she's gonna hold on to.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff he missed out, and a lot of levels he missed out. And basically, 10 minutes or so that is going to feel like a waste there for him.
Yeah, so under 107, Thunder enters Temple of Fiends, and just booking it right now.
That is a fast time, and we still don't have anyone else that's cleared yet. So as far as we know, since we're not watching anyone else, Thunder is the first player in the entire pool to make it here.
Yeah, would not surprise me.
And the first couple floors...
Oh, go ahead.
No, you're going to say.
I was going to say, it would not surprise me that if even somebody found the airship first, that Warmack played Gatekeeper.
That was a pretty tough Warmack with the spells and skills that he had and the Cure 4 on top of it. He was packing quite the wallop there. So got to be happy that the Germaduses might be ambush heavy, but they're just basically throwing Fog 2 on themselves, and not a huge deal there. We've seen far worse from the Germaduses.
Apparently, chat could hear my cat in the background.
I thought that was a cat. I didn't want to comment though. It's a very cute mew though.
Yeah, she's very talkative.
Oh, blind! Oh, so scary.
Well, I mean that's good, right? Fog after a lot of fog, you're blind, right? It's thematic.
I really can't see in all this fog here. So now we have Dengwoo trying his luck here at Sky Palace. I'm not certain he's that much better equipped, though, to handle this. His levels are decent. Still don't know if that Black Mage is really going to survive, though. This is risky. The fact that Thunder had 4 characters to really help carry this, that was a huge deal for that particular fight.
All right, so Fast and Blizzard is what we've seen from Lich so far. And there's no respect here at all. Absolutely none.
What's impressive is he has a pretty high magic defense because those Fire 3s have been pinking off. And there goes the Red Mage. That sucks. And his Fighter and his Black Belt have not been doing much. Took a couple rounds. Lich actually put up something of a fight.
Yeah, one of the weird things is that second round Lich is neutral to fire.
That is actually quite odd.
But a lot of the elemental weaknesses start falling off in Temple of Fiends. So. But again, I don't mind using Fire 3 because after the Earth Floor, you never have a good place to use it again.
Yeah, from this point forward, no one's going to be weak to fire, so you may as well use it on Lich if anyone. So we got Carrie. Time to see how bad she's going to be. That's decent absorb. I mean, without any critical hits, the Vorpal doesn't do a ton of damage. Carrie swings back and only does 5 hits for 99. That's something the fighter can rub off.
Yeah, that's a really good nuke roll though. That was 376, and then follow it up with a relatively low roll, but that finishes the fight.
Yeah, I mean that Carrie was basically a pinata. She was made of paper.
Question: does Thunder have either of the temper helmets? I don't think he dove first floor Earth, and the second one was so I don't think he has either one.
I don't think so either. He's got both Invis 2 gauntlets, I think. And his actually surprisingly high level black belt at this point, who keeps not dying, is doing pretty well there with those gauntlets.
Yeah, and I think the knight with just fantastic equipment and the levels and life. This is just a matter of time for Thunder.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Thunder, there we see it again, taking out the black mage and nearly taking out the black belt. 8 hits for 452, though I don't think this is going to take very long. Especially with an ink. Yep, second round, and Kraken is down.
So Greg is now taken the spin through volcano, finds the floater, and we'll see if that Mazmune chest in Red D land gets checked at all.
So Edge, if it was you, if it taken you an hour and 12 minutes to get the floater, and I'm speaking to you on this because you're one of our experienced players, how would that make you feel? Would that put you a little on tilt? Would you feel relief? Where would you be at this point?
It depends on where I would find it. Like if it's in the bottom of marsh, I feel like okay, maybe only one other person made the gamble and found it earlier than me. But if I found it in a relatively easy location like Volcano, I would be super tilted. And that might also drive me to look for the other loose item in crazier locations. So if I was in Greggly's shoes and I hadn't done Sky yet, that might be the next thing that I do just to try to make up time. And boy, that wouldn't have worked out either.
No. Although, of course, I think Greggly's the one that's already done Sky. So, but speaking from your perspective, yeah, it's a hard position to be in. I have to agree with that. This can't feel good. I did miss it. It was a blink and you miss it on both fights. But Warmech and Tiamat are both gone for Dengwoo. He's down to 1 crystal left, and then he's going to be able to make his play into Topher. Caleb is approaching the robot chicken himself, while Thunder is actually past Tiamat 2, and he's going to be making his approach to Chaos as soon as he can get past these rock ghouls, which thankfully don't have a lot of health. And here we go. 1 hour, 14 minutes, 6 seconds. Thunder takes his first pull against Chaos. Gets his buffing out.
All right.
Invis 2, fast.
Yeah, and Caleb eating a nuke. But fasted black belt don't care.
Nope, not in the least. So 250 for his first round of damage, and now he's getting more tempers out. And a lock on Chaos, because it wasn't a ton of hits yet. 5 hits for 370, slowly getting better. Chaos comes out with stop. Thankfully, plinks off a Knight, and Knight's all you need, so now he can hold A and pray. 3 hits, 3 damage. Ouch.
Wow, got the rest of the party, though, and that feels a little rough. I might be tempted to throw a Cure 4 out onto one of the other characters.
Lit 2 comes out. Still doesn't take out anyone. 5 hits for 440-ish. Slowly working his way up.
Yeah,
Another
I
temper.
think. Yeah, I think this is the point where any crits is just gonna do real serious damage.
Just gonna. It looks like he's going all out damage at this point. Nuke and slashes.
Yeah, not a surprise. Really doesn't look like these mages are gonna survive much longer. So, good time to just cash in their value in the form of damage.
And that's that. Another 800 damage, and Thunder is going to take it. He's the first on stream to actually finish. He's going to get himself 12 points because while Thunder was fighting Carry, Ale Markin snuck in and took first place of all of our runners with a time of 1 hour 9 minutes 39 seconds. Thunder's 1 hour 15 minutes 46 seconds is fantastic in this seed, but not quite enough to take first place.
Yeah, and if you think about the amount of time it would take to kind of do all those fetch quests via boat versus via airship, that would work out to be roughly about that time.
I think that's accurate. Yeah, Ale Markin probably picked up the floater a little earlier, was able to get his fetch quests out of the way via airship, and that was the lead. And it was well played. But GG's to Thunder as well for his play. We'll see if we can get him in for an interview. And then Cyranus took third place with 1 hour 17 minutes and 2 seconds. One of our off-stream runners. So we see at this point that Dengwoo is doing his dive into Topher. He may very well be our 4th place finisher. Getting stopped by a zombie D-Pack. Hopefully, yep, he's able to get away from that. And we are now joined by Thunder. GG's, good sir.
Hey, thank you.
So how'd you feel about that seed?
There was a lot of running around with the boat if you didn't do the early volcano play, I guess, while you're in the vicinity the first time.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Ale Markin did that early volcano and got that floater and got through it a little faster than I did because of that. But there seemed to be a lot of fetching around with the boat if you didn't do that, which took up a lot of time.
Yeah, Al mentioned that that was routed in right after Ice Cave, so still a little bit more sailing, but not nearly as much as you did.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was almost on the edge of doing the same thing, but I was like, I got a couple incentives left. Probably better to take those before I go hunting for loose.
The math seemed on your side at that point. I can't say I blame you for that decision.
Yeah, normally you would think it would work out that way, but it's okay that didn't. I mean, second place I'm pretty happy with, considering I got 10th in the last race, but I don't know. It's like I said, just the boating around was really annoying, but honestly, everything else in the seed really was kind of not too bad. I didn't see too much scary stuff, except for those Death Touch worms in Ice Cave that got me one time.
Those were a little frightening.
It seemed like the other scary thing was if you didn't prepare properly, Warmech was kind of a pain, throwing out Nuke followed by Poison in the first slot in the skill list.
Oh, wow, yeah. I saw the Nuke first turn, but I don't think he actually used the skill on me. I don't remember seeing Poison.
Yeah,
but I think the Nuke got my Black Mage to 1 HP, which was pretty funny.
Yeah, and I think he swung and missed afterwards. So no, it was pretty good setup, and I think you were the only one that brought Fighter of our featured runners, and I think that made a pretty big difference in making not just the Warmech fight, but Topher a lot safer.
Yeah, I've been trying to, as much as the forced party members allow me to, run like a fighter black belt or black belt, because I feel that the only time that you're going to get the best benefit of using a black belt is whenever you come across the boost items really quick in the seed. Otherwise, I feel like if you just go fighter and you're digging for loot, you're going to get better gear and not need as many levels to grind to finish the game.
I'd say it's a fair assessment. Although, to be fair, it's not that your black belt wasn't doing decent work. He just happened to be an Invis 2 black belt.
Yeah, he did his job really well, actually. Did you see that he made it all the way to Warmech without dying, and he had poison the whole time? That was pretty impressive.
That was really impressive.
Yeah, I was trying to get him down, he just wouldn't go.
Okay, I got a couple quick updates. We do have Caleb now in Topher. He entered a couple of minutes ago. Meanwhile, in 4th place, we had Spellzap with a time of 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 40 seconds. And then St. Von Jester just finished in 5th place with a time of 1 hour, 21 minutes, and 18 seconds. So it seems like now that we're reaching the end here, people are starting to trickle in with every minute to 2 minutes.
Yeah, like you guys point out in the first race, the group of people that were invited for this Platypus Invitational are very strong runners all across the board, and I'd say skill level's pretty close within each other. I think in these whole tournament races, you're gonna see a lot of really close finishes.
It was also kind of nice that, with Life on the Knight, that your knight was the only one that survived the Warmech fight. That is a lot of levels to go into one character.
Yeah, that was very beneficial. I wasn't planning on it to happen. I actually felt comfortable already with being level, I think, 24 or 25 on the knight, but whenever you got all that EXP, I was like, alright, Topher shouldn't be that bad at all. Let's do this.
And in 6th place, with a time of 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 8 seconds, Gouda632 has finished.
I don't think I found, besides the Invis 2 gauntlet, I don't think I found any item magic. So I'm seeing people in the chat saying they're temper hats. I wanted those.
There were 2 of those. There was an Ice 3 staff, the Sleep Stick.
Oh, I did see the sleep stick. I reset out of that, though.
Dengwoo takes a wipe, Tiamat just crushing the black belt with a punch.
Yeah, I think that
hurts.
was that Tia 1 or Tia 2?
T2.
Tia 2.
Oh, okay. Tia 1 was kind of scary. I think 5 hits and paralyzed touch, even after a couple invis too. So like, if you just took Tia 1 kind of for granted after your Warmech fight, you could have ended up biting the bullet.
Yeah, it didn't feel like any of the themes this time were messing around at all.
Yeah, it took Lich went down pretty quick, of course. Carrie kind of had some HP to her. But I was pretty high level on geared out my knight. She didn't seem to hit hard. But Kraken also was a little bit of a nerd.
Alright, Greg going in punching against Warmech, and there goes the nuke.
First turn. Ouch. Trying to find something to do with that black mage, not quite sure what to do.
No temper, unfortunately.
Meanwhile, Caleb is now up to the Tia 2. We'll see if she's any kinder to him than she was to Dengwoo.
9 hits for lucky 7s, and Greggly is through, and that was pretty close to the Cure 4 turn, so good time to get all the damage in.
More Invis 2s are coming out against Tia 2 here for Caleb. Gonna see. So far, it seems like Tia 2 is being much nicer here.
So yeah, this.
Oh, we
seed-
got the Brack.
You got it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
The seed seemed like it was just chock full of all kinds of bait. You had the ruby and ice, and then the chime off of herb.
Oh yeah.
If you follow that to its logical conclusion, you get absolutely nothing.
Right, yeah. Luckily I didn't do Sky first, because I thought about it, I was like, alright, the game gave me Chime and Cube. I might have to find Floater and Sky, but then I was like, nah, I'll do Volcano first. Hopefully that panned out.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, even if you can do Sky early, you don't want to, just because you lose so much in the way of resources.
Yeah. I say that I was sitting at the CC the other day, I was like, man, it just feels so bad when you full clear Sky and you come up empty-handed, not just with a Lucy, but like you don't get anything else, like a ribbon or anything. So much time.
That's pretty much what happened with this guy here. Meanwhile, Caleb is now pulling Chaos. About 1 hour, 26 minutes right there, getting his buffs out for his first round. Comes out whacking 6 hits, 499. I don't think this Chaos is going to last too long with the buffs. Another Temper. Another Temper. Another Temper. Oh, this Black Belt's going to be dangerous. 8 hits, 619. If he survives the third round, I will be surprised. Lit 2 from Chaos isn't going to do much at this point for that Black Belt. Nuke, fight, nuke, nuke. Yeah, no, this is it. This is Chaos on the ropes right here. 9 hits, wow, 1365 and still not able to take him down.
Woo! Ooh, yeah, I thought Chaos had a lot of HP.
Oh wow, Chaos landing the stop on
Oh.
Wisely
Gear
used
4
by
comes
Gear 4,
out.
though. Nice thing about Gear 4 is the fact that it stores the status effects too, so. 4 hits for 197. Wow, Black Belt, way to not come crunching at all. There we go, 4 hits, 750. That takes care of that. Caleb in 7th place with a time of 1 hour, 27 minutes, and 15 seconds. GG.
Yeah, get your GGs out for Caleb. That was man, after taking all of the bait, that's a pretty good finish time.
It's a better finish time than I probably would have done, I'll say that much. Caleb, GG's.
Thank you. That was a lot of fun.
How'd you feel about it?
I'm assuming everyone went to the volcano way before me.
Not everyone.
Okay. And didn't make a marsh play.
Oh, Dengwoo, he's doing it.
Oh, Dengwoo's memeing.
What's he doing?
He's going the Tiamat floor chests.
Vanilla Mazza chest. This is gonna turn the whole game around. We're gonna find a fade staff here.
Yeah, so we saw actually Dengwoo make the Marsh play early and then go and do a full clear of the top floors of Earth before he moved on with his seed. And honestly, Dengwoo probably would have finished before you, but his first round against Tia 2 was nothing. And that was a Iron Staff that he's going to go back and take, because why not?
I was half right. It was a staff. It casts iron. It must be good, right?
I mean, you walked all that way. You gotta take it at this point.
If he doesn't use it in the chaos fight, I'm gonna be very sad.
So, how do you feel about your routing with all that, Caleb?
Oh, I feel terrible about it.
Didn't mean to pour salt on the wound.
No, it's fine. I mean, I thought it was. I mean, there was a lot of the back and forth of fetch quests and stuff, so figured everybody's dealing with this mess. And then when nothing turned out to be the floater and I realized it was loose, my heart sank because I just heard Lord Fizzlebeef in my head going sky, 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 and I was like, I'm gonna go to the volcano though, because I'm right here. And luckily, volcano was the play. But man,
That's exactly how I ran through it, Caleb. I got to the end of my fetch quest and everything. I was like, oh boy, floater loose. I got the chiming cube. Should I sky? No, I'm next to volcano. It's easier. Let's do that.
yeah. And my ice dive was wonderful, but also terrible. It was wonderful, and then I was like, oh, cool, 4 worms. Oh, cool, they have death touch.
Yeah, that death touch got me on my first run through. I got through on my second one, thankfully.
Yeah, I got through on my first. I just had to exit out, and I didn't have a house, so I had to go back to Elfland and Crescent Lake and refill my magic items and stuff and bring half my party back, and then I went back into it, and yeah, it could have been a lot better. But there was still there's a lot of levels to gain in ice with the worms, the Gurmedusas, and the metal slimes on the eye tile, so
yeah,
walking out of there like...
Yeah, it was pretty nice walking out of there and getting those levels for sure.
Oh, where was Mossmune?
Red Dragon chest.
Ooh, yeah, I didn't check anything after getting floater.
Yeah, that was what most people did. Once they had floater loose because they went through last, they're like, okay, I'm out.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, Asher Wells has finished in 8th place with a time of 1 hour, 30 minutes, 45 seconds.
There was a ruse stick?
There was a ruse gauntlet, I believe, in
Okay.
Marsh. Yeah.
No, I cleared March. I found the Invis 2 gauntlet.
Could have
That
sworn there
came-
was a ruse also.
Yeah, the Invis 2 came from Ice Cave. I know that.
I think there were 2 Invis 2s.
I found the Lit 2 in Marshlock. Yeah, did not find the ruse bonk. That would have been nice. Yeah. Chaos wasn't terrible.
Sweet Dengwoo is tempering his black belt at this point. He's the only surviving party member. Trying to get his character up. Stop is ineffective. 3 hits for 490. Gotta just try holding A and praying. 3 hits for 170. Ice 2, chip damage. 4 hits for 553. Lit 2, more chip damage.
Yeah, he's got this.
127, not enough yet. Bane, luckily, comes out, doesn't do anything. 3 hits for a 155. Inferno, still chip damage. Gonna use the Cure 2 sword, interesting. Miss, a little bit of healing. Lit 2, back to chip damage again. We may have looped.
All right,
Still
come on,
trying to
Dick.
ping away.
Oh, there's a nuke.
He's just gonna keep plugging and hoping that he can make it through this. 4 hits for 199. Chaos misses. 4 hits for 19. Oh, he's in a loop. Oh wait, he lost it. But he's keep pushing away, and he gets it with the final 2 hits for 436. In 9th place with a time of 1 hour, 33 minutes, and 40 seconds. That is finished for Dengwoo. Good job, Deng.
GG Dengwoo. GG. These flags are a lot of fun. I will give them that. I really like the variability of the 2 Force Party members. When we were talking about... I'm sorry?
I'm glad you enjoy.
Yeah, when we were talking about it in the Discord this afternoon, I basically came up with my party comp. I was like, whatever they give me, I'm just going to give double red. And then double red paid out huge.
Yeah, you had a great party comp there with the spells and the way they landed. Dengwoo, GG's.
Was it though? Was it though? Tiamat, GG to you, sir. I'm just kidding. I'm fine.
That was pretty rough. I will say that. That hurt.
I mean, let's be honest. I don't know how many of the runners that were on here that gambled Marsh early, then gambled Earth early. So I knew I was already behind then, and then I got a little lucky when I went to Volcano, but I'm like, by then I might have caught up a little bit.
It was an interesting route that you took because of the Marsh play that didn't play out. Is that was when Marsh didn't seem to have anything inside of it? Was that what led you to decide you needed to go try the Earth Cave?
I was just trying something. That's all it was. I was just like, you know, Caleb and I generally have the same idea most of the time. Every now and then I trip him up, but like, it was basically I was just trying to do something a little bit different because I didn't really practice this much, and I was just hoping to, I don't know, like it just, I was hoping against, or all hoping. I was trying to learn from SVJ. You know, you go into Marsh and you hope that it's there. And unfortunately, it didn't work.
Not this time.
I also gambled on Marsh Dengwoo. I didn't go to Earth though. I wasn't gonna go to Earth without the rod.
So, I gotta ask the commentators here. Did anybody wipe to the worms with the death touch? Because like, I was lucky enough to be high enough level, but even then I almost died.
Yeah, I wiped once. I kind of reset after 2 of my characters died to the worms. But yeah, I took 1 wipe and I escaped there.
I lost half my party to him, but was able to exit out, and then I just had to roam a boat back to Crescent Lake to revive everybody because they killed my red mages with life and left my red mage without life alive. That's awesome.
Well, I think you also got like a ton of experience dumped on 2 of your party members, and it felt like at that point, exit out, take what I got, and then come back and try it again later.
Yep, that was exactly my thought. Because it was just enough to send my black belt to 24 or 21.
Yeah, when I double dipped Marsh and was like, I did a couple of things. I'm like, nobody's going to check these first.
I want to point out while you guys are chatting that Greggly is doing the biggest victory lap he can around Chaos.
Yeah, but did he check the Masamune room?
In before Shadow Wisher .duns.
You're the people's hero for the Iron Staff.
I tried to equip it. I tried to equip it. I was like, why can't you learn to wear this black mage?
God. The victory lap is immense. This is the craziest victory lap. Come on, Greggly, you gotta finish.
SVJ points out that you didn't do Marsh Cave. No wonder you were ahead of me. Because then it didn't help the fact that the worms had like a fire 2 or something like that on top of everything else. So
I secretly hope that Greg's party has like poison.
So did anybody else wipe to Tiamat too?
I did
not. That we saw on stream.
Okay, because Tiamat 2 was crit happy, attack happy on me every single time. It was quite tilting.
So Greggly has 3 tempers out, but no fasts yet for his black belt right there. Going with a couple tempers and a nuke from the look of it. There's his fast. Okay, a fast, a temper, and a nuke. Cranks out 5 hits for 580. Stop, stop. Fail, fail. Good. Stop doesn't take out the black belt. Another temper and the black belt comes out swinging again. 5 hits for 284. This was a high absorb, high evade chaos.
Yeah.
Felt like he had pretty high HP too. A little higher than 2,000, I think. Like 2,500, I'd say.
Yeah, dang, I would say that your guy was swinging at him for, what, like 20, 25 rounds there, just trying to get Chaos to fall flat?
Look, Tia 2 was the biggest jerk ever. And yeah, so going into Chaos with one little character, it was great. 10 out of 10, would do again.
I think that this was my second race, finishing in 7th, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'm gonna go for 7 across the board.
Caleb, like, it was actually ridiculous how much Tiamat too. I'll get into it here after.
And with that last punch there, Greggly has finished in 10th place with 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 1 second on the clock. GG's to Greggly. See if we can get him in for an interview as well.
GG Greggly. Yeah, that. I mean, I don't know how many people actually, or how many of the runners actually seen my Tiamat 2 fights there, but Tiamat 2 was like, okay, you put a ruse on your character, I'll crit for like 300, and then the next round after a cure 4, actually I'm gonna crit for 500 and kill your red mage, followed by your black mage. I'm like, oh, okay. And then he 2-shots my black belt on my first round. I'm like, yeah, this is great. But it's okay though. Caleb, I had to let him beat me. I felt bad.
And you gotta let everyone else beat you, but I get it.
Okay, checking out on Shadow Wisher, the last of our runners still going actively right now. She has just taken out Tiamat 2. Confronts some airs and has to get out of that. Now she is about to go fight Chaos. Now, it is worth noting at this point, I did double check with Zenobian to make sure, and he did not respond. Zenobian actually forfeited halfway into our finishing section of the race. So if Shadow Walker finishes this, she is actually going to take 11th place. So she just has to finish. Unfortunately, Zenobian's going to score 0 points from this race. Sorry for that, but that's just the rules of the race.
I really want to see Ale Markin's run, because I have to admit, I think he probably hit the ultimate route on this.
He said that after he did Ice, he immediately went to Volcano and cleared that next. And then because he had the floater, he went and did the turn-ins, and that was pretty much about as fast as you could do on this. His 109 kind of shows that.
Oh, he did. Oh, he did do Ice. Wow.
He did Ice first, and then Volcano.
Well, I'm kind of surprised he was able to survive that, to be completely honest. But I guess with nukes and you get a good turn order against those worms. Oof. Those worms hit like a truck, and with the death touch.
Oof. Shadow is taking a beating here. Chaos is just... Oh, and she resets out. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Well, she was swinging the X-Cal, and he immediately destroyed her black mage before she could get any buffing off. And that pretty much just tanked her run. So, while I follow up with Shadow and keep an eye on her to see how she goes with her run, do you guys have any final thoughts before we release the channel at this point? Because, we've done all the streaming we need to for our main people, so how do you guys feel about this? Any final thoughts?
I just like to thank you guys for putting on the tournament. It's nice to get together and get some Final Fantasy stream action going on with these races. It's been fun so far. Frustrating at times, but fun more than frustrating, I'd say.
Well, I want to know for you that between you did get a 10th place the first round, but your second place run here, you're only 9 points behind the current leader of Spellzap. That's within spitting distance with 2 races right now. That you are definitely not out of the running.
Yeah, we'll see if Spellzap doesn't get in the top 3 and I somehow do. If that happens, then I'll be more prone to think I have a shot here in race 4. But I still gotta make it to race 4 first of all, too. I might not even make it high enough in the rankings to race in race 4.
Well, everyone's going to get a chance to race in race 4. It's just whether or not they're restreamed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's still redemption on the plate for you. You got 2 races to go.
Well, I will do my best to claw my way back up from this hole that I'm in and see if I can't get some ground under my feet.
I'm installing a pool here at the 7th place mark, so everybody's welcome to come over for the 7th place pool party.
I'll meet you on my way up.
Ooh. Oh man, that hurt.
Looks as though Greg needs an invite, so I'm going to give him a couple seconds to join us before we, bail off on all of that.
So we wait for him to join the channel and then say our closing thoughts and wish
And then
everybody
immediately, yeah.
Um,
No, we'll give him a moment since he wants to join.
I mean, for me, it was fun. You know, it's weird because I took the gambles. I'm not like I'll do the weird gambles occasionally, but I'm not really a gambling type unless it's like an incentive location. And doing the Marsh and Earth probably would have set me up, but either way, it doesn't matter because I still wiped the tier 2 almost twice, basically. Wasted a bunch of times trying to kill Chaos, so.
Greggly,
Is what it
GG's
is.
to you, sir.
Hello. How's
So
it
how did
going?
you feel about that run?
It was all the bad decisions I could possibly make on one stream, but that's what you do when you're a featured runner. You go out there, you just play like you don't know how to play the game, and then that's what you do as a featured runner. I've practiced these flags way more times than I had any business practicing it, and then I go out there and I'm like, I know the loose item got to be progression, but why don't I just do everything but go to vault?
That was the unfortunate thing with the gambles here.
Yeah, I decided that I would do the ruby turn in and get the key and then do all the key stuff and then find the herb, and then instead of going to Volcano, going all the way down to Mirage because I had the chime in the cube, and I heard voices in my head saying sky, 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 instead of just doing the obvious play, which was after I did ice, realized both loose items were going to be required, just go to Volcano because it's right. So that like really bit me in the behind, obviously.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that suffers from fizzlephrenia and hears Fizzle's voice in my head.
I mean, it's everybody says that. Everybody says sky, sky, sky until it's not sky at all because sky was. I mean, yeah, granted, you got a ribbon up there, but it was a total crap for the most part.
Everybody says sky, sky, sky until they're in the situation to go there, and then you'll see them go everywhere else but sky.
I didn't do Sky.
Yeah, I went and did sky, and then Warmack said, "Hey, here's a nuke and here's some poison. Have fun." And I was like, "Huh?"
You got absolutely ravaged by that Warmack the first time through.
Yeah, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that again." And then I left and went to Volcano and found the floater and was like, "Huh, that's how El Markin has finished the game already before I've even gotten in."
I mean, I feel ya. I have seeds like that where I, Edgeworth and a couple of others are in the race, and I'm just about to get my first crystal, and I see a done from them. I'm like, how did that happen?
Well, I mean, the only thing that made sense was once I found that floater, I was like, that's how that happened. It was right in that room. Like it was not hard to find. Both loose items were in findable locations. It's just that if you chose to route in Volcano, following all the stupid fetch questy nonsense.
And I, for one, was not a big fan of the encounter table. Like, on this boat, it was fine to save scum, but man, the world map and the dungeon floors, I just took what I had to take. I didn't try to reset scum or anything.
Yeah, the encounter table was probably it did not feel like 0.6 or whatever. It did not feel like 60%. It felt like it somehow we did like double encounters because I was just getting encounters all the time.
Yeah, they felt very evenly spaced out for most of the table without much of a good run anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was like one good run, like 7 or 8 encounters in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like it was like Earth Floor and Topher. I only got like one encounter.
Oh, can we talk about the Gurmedusas having Fog 2 and getting ambushed by 7 of them?
I took that battle like 3 times. It was like, why am I doing this? It took me that long to realize, oh, they were going to ambush every time, and they were just going to do Fog 2 like the entire.
Then I got a Fire 3 off after like 5 of them went again in the next round, and then the last 2 alive cast Fog 2 just to like rub it in a little bit.
Let's waste your time just a little more here.
Yeah, what do you guys think of my my victory lap?
That was glorious.
I'm glad it
Although-
paid off this time.
Well,
I
I mean,
do
I
know
was
that-
I was going for dead last. So I appreciate Zenobian for forfeiting, so I don't get last on the race.
As far as victory meaning, though, I do want to point out that Dengwoo did actually go and grab the Iron Staff from the Tiamat 2 treasure chest. So,
You mean the Massa staff?
yes, the Maza Staff.
And I found the third ribbon
Staff of Moon.
Where was
in Carrie
please-
2's room. In
Oh,
Carrie
nice.
2's room.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed me my second time through Sky, me desperately trying to find that ribbon that I had found earlier. I couldn't remember where it was. I'm pretty sure it was at top right Sky 3, but I just couldn't. I couldn't remember which room it was in, and I was so far behind. It was bad. I'm so glad. There was definitely parts of me that was like, I should just forfeit my
Well,
stream, and then I just was like, you know what? Who cares? I'm just gonna keep going.
It
'Cause
looks
this
like
is the-
Shadow Washer just pulled Chaos again.
Yeah, for the second time. And she does have an Invis 2 gauntlet, which is good to see. And actually, it looks like turn order was better for her this time around because Chaos didn't immediately destroy her Black Mage. So that's one step better. Trying to get more buffing out. And she threw the Vorpal on her Knight, which was a good call because the Excal wasn't doing anything for her.
Yeah. Oh,
Stop comes out. Oh, Stop takes out the buff. Knight, though. But she's just going to buff instead and keep trying to get the lit Invis 2s out. Hopefully she remembers that Cure 4 can clear that.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of those things I never quite remember.
Mm-hmm.
That Cure 4 does cure status ailments in battle.
Thankfully, it looks like at this point the Invis 2s have done their job. She's going to finish buffing with it, but already Chaos is missing. And there's the Cure 4 coming out now that she's got her buffs out, and the fighter is back on his feet.
Vorpal hype.
Chaos. Temper comes out swinging for 150 damage.
Oh boy.
Well, just
Temper's in there.
just keep tempering. She also has a Saber Staff, I think, or Saber Axe. 507 for 4 hits, that's better. Another Temper. Chaos tries to Quad X and fails, obviously. Bane, thankfully, doesn't take out anyone. 2 hits for 107, and another Temper around back. Temper again. Lit 2, chip damage. Unfortunately, I think there's a nuke in the pool, so she's got to watch that. 5 hits for 992, that's nice to see. Now she's going to come out swinging with nukes and swords. There's the nuke. Puts the Red Mage on the knees. 4 hits for 681 from the Vorpal. Gonna Cure 4 with the Knight and nuke with the Red Mage. 175. Lit 2 is gonna take out the Red Mage, so it's just the fighter at this point. 147 with no extra hits. Stop fails. Ice 2 chip damage. 3 hits for 786, and Shadow Wisher finishes in 11th place with 1 hour, 54 minutes, and 11 seconds. GG to Shadow Wisher, our final finisher here for week 2 of the Platypus Invitational Kraken Cannonball Run. Guys, final thoughts?
This was a lot of fun. Thank you guys for doing the restream and doing the comms and stuff, and Groggy and Danny for doing the track and stuff. This was a lot of fun. Looking forward to next week.
Yeah.
Dang.
As my tag team champion of the world partner, GregglyPuff says, yeah. No, it was great. Thank you. Thunder,
I
Way to bounce
already
back.
said this once
You're the man.
before you all got in here, but thanks for the restream, guys. Thanks for the comms. Thanks for putting us together, the tournament and the restream, everything. It was fun, and can't wait to do it again next week.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to say the exact same things that my tag team champion of the world, Dengwoo, already said. Ed and Thunder and Rafe hates Caleb, or just Caleb. I can call him whatever I want to. Doesn't matter. Dark Moon, thank you for doing the comms. It's always amazing. Danny and Gruggy Dog for doing the trekking. I assume you had a comms partner, Edgeworth, maybe? Let's see. There's a person here.
Yes.
Yeah, Speed Gaming for having us out here and putting us on for these 4 weeks straight, doing this Platypus playoff thing. We will see you guys next time. It was pretty awesome. GG's, everyone.
Yeah, GG, Greggly.
GG's. And yeah, I want to thank everyone who was involved in this as well, especially Speed Gaming for hosting us and letting us be on their network. Edgeworth, you got any final thoughts?
Oh no, just wrapped it up pretty nicely. Just
Pretty effectively.
Greg thanked everybody. I would say so.
Yeah.
No, you got any final?
I am good, I think, at this point. Remember to check in with us tomorrow for our next practice run here on Speed Gaming. That's going to be at, I believe, 9 o'clock. We'll be practicing the Week 3 flags, the Vorpal Velodrome, as we like to call it. And then next Monday, we are going to have the next of these matches, once again at 9:30 here on Speed Gaming. Also, if you're interested in more Final Fantasy Randomizer action, we will have our weekly race on Randomania Thursday at 10 o'clock p.m., so you can get 3 doses of our speed-running Final Fantasy Randomizer action here on your favorite networks. And I believe with that, we can say goodnight.